Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Learn English with Camille. I'm Camille.
I'm Calvin.
And if you're new to our channel, we teach real life English through natural conversations, through reading, and through having fun.
And we're always having fun.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and also if you don't know, I'm an online English teacher and I've written, I think, over 10 books. You can check them out on my website or on Amazon for the printed copies. They're a great tool to help you improve your English.
I like the original one. This is the first one, short travel stories. They actually have like true stories of our travels.
Yes.
We should do like a part 2 because we've traveled a lot with kids. Maybe short travel stories with kids.
That's true.
Don't steal my idea.
That's true because we have traveled a lot with our kids. We've been to 15 countries with them. And today's video is about our story, how we met, how Calvin proposed, a bit about our story, and how we decided to have children as well.
Yeah, we've been married a long time.
I know, almost 21 years.
We were babies.
Yeah.
Yes.
People ask us, were you 12 when you got married? And we were 13.
Yes, 13 and 14.
So I actually was 18, almost 19, and Calvin was 20. So when we met, I was 17, and I had moved from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to South Carolina. And I hung out a lot with my best friend, Heather, who's also my first cousin. And we went to Dunkin' Donuts because it was a local hangout place. I had only been there a couple times. And that is where I first saw Calvin.
Yes, I pulled up in my red truck I had. It's like bright red. And I went to go order some, I don't know, coffee or something. But on the way, I looked over and I saw her. And did we say something?
I actually went up to you first and I said, hey, I've never seen you before. What's your name?
Yes.
Because a bunch of young people hung out at Dunkin' Donuts. It was like our hangout spot.
So new people, just naturally want to know who's there.
Yeah, and we just started talking.
Yeah, and then we had like all these things in common. Like we both have 5 siblings.
Four siblings. We both like basketball. And what else?
Some other things. We like to high five. Yeah.
So we had a fun conversation, and I was not like thinking like, oh, this is the guy I want to date or anything. I just liked meeting people. I'm very outgoing in general.
Yes. Yeah, and I did want to date her right away because she's very beautiful and funny, and so that was my goal. I invited her to the beach the next day, I think.
I know.
And we drove to the beach.
And the beach is like 3 hours away.
Yeah, with our friends.
We went with a group of people.
Yes.
And we didn't have like cell phones.
Back then.
And so we used walkie-talkies in between the cars to communicate.
Yeah. Wait, did we have cell phones? I might have had like a little flip phone or something.
I mean, if we did, we didn't have them for texting or... No, we would have, but we didn't have them like smartphones.
Right. There's no smartphones. For texting, it was like, you hit the button like 2-3 times depending on the letter.
Yeah.
And you get really quick at that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of ages us a bit, I guess.
Yeah. And I remember we hung out for like a month. Like we did a lot of things, usually always in a group.
Yeah, usually in a group. And then she found my phone and was looking at text messages between my friend and I.
I happened to see it. I wasn't like digging through his phone, but it was a text that came through from his best friend asking about me, and I was like, "What is this about?"
And
so you confessed.
I was caught, yes, and we had a moment where I was just like, "Hey, like I really like you. I'd like you to not see other guys, and I'd like to take you on a date."
And I was like, "Fine, one date. We can go on one date."
And I was pretty pumped. So I was going to make that date the best date I thought at that time as a 19-year-old would be the best date ever, which was essentially, going to eat at some very expensive restaurant.
It was very expensive.
And then going to a movie and then, like I think dancing or something.
Yeah, so. It was a long date.
It was.
But we got along really well and things progressed quite quickly, which we both have like Finnish, Scandinavian backgrounds. And I
Yeah.
say this because in the Scandinavian culture of people that immigrated to America, people are known for getting married very young and having babies very young.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a lot of nephews and nieces. One of them just turned 26 and he already has 3 children.
Yeah, that's
Just to give you
wild.
an idea. Like it's still happening. It might not be as common.
Yeah.
But basically 5 months after dating,
We got
Calvin
engaged.
proposed.
Yes.
5 months. And now when I think about it, I'm like, what were we thinking? That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, our brains aren't fully developed till like 25, so I'm just blaming it on that. But to make like a lifelong decision at a younger age.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah, we're thankful that it's been amazing.
Yes. And we've grown up together basically.
Basically, yeah.
And just journeyed life together.
Mm-hmm.
And Calvin proposed. He offered to take me on a picnic, which I didn't think anything out of the ordinary. But the place we went was a parking lot with a patch of grass.
Once again, my brain wasn't fully developed, and so I actually didn't even go see where this park was. I'd never been there, but I was like, oh, it sounds cool, and I saw photos online, I think.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, this is great. And then I couldn't find it, so I was like, oh, man, let's just find like a place to have a picnic, you know?
And so we ate the sandwiches, and he said, I'll be right back. I have something in the car for dessert.
Yes, pretty smooth, right? Sounds like a Hallmark movie.
I know, I do like Hallmarks. Not as much as I used to, but yeah.
That's why it worked.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, so I was very nervous, obviously. And, I just kind of blurted it out, like, will you marry me? And I opened the box, and the ring was facing upwards.
Yeah.
So I opened the box, like, upside down, and then, it was like 3 sizes too big.
It was massive. I don't know why he thought my fingers were so fat. It wasn't this ring. For our 20th, I got a new ring. Finally. I just
20
wanted
years.
something new. So anyways, I was like so shocked. And I remember just saying, did you ask my dad? For some reason, that was important
The first
to me.
thing, yeah.
And he's like,
I did.
yes, your dad says if you love her half as much as I do, I give you my blessing.
Yes.
Thanks, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got engaged, and we went immediately to the mall to resize my ring at the jewelry store, and then they took it from me. And so then I couldn't like show anyone my ring.
Yeah, and then just in the excitement, we were on like cloud 9 and just, wow. We locked ourselves out of our car.
Yes.
So we had to call my sister to bring our spare keys.
Yeah.
So yeah, we obviously weren't
day.
in the right mindset.
And Calvin's parents and my parents helped us plan the wedding, which we had in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in a church in the middle of summer, which it was still a little cold then, I remember.
Yeah, it was. It was very beautiful though.
It was. And we went to Mexico on our honeymoon.
Very stereotypical of Americans, to go to Mexico, I think.
But it's where Calvin learned how to drive a stick shift car.
It was sink or swim, as they say, because I had driven stick cars or manuals before, but nothing modern. So all very old shifters. So I didn't know how these new shifters work very well. And I hadn't even driven a manual car for a while. So I was like stalling out in these Mexican intersections. Like, I'm very thankful that we're alive today.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, it was fun.
So after the honeymoon, we lived in a really teeny tiny house for a few years. And we were finishing up college, and Calvin's parents helped support us so much. I don't know what we would have done without them because we did not have money. We were so young.
Yeah.
And after college, I feel like it was maybe 5 or 6 years into our marriage, we decided to go into a missions organization called Youth with a Mission. And we spent, I want to say 7 years with them as well. So we ended up like buying and selling a couple of houses in our first 5 years of marriage, and then selling again when we were full-time missionaries with Youth with a Mission. And then people would always be asking us, especially in the beginning, when are you going to have a baby? Do you remember that?
Yes, in the first, at least 5 years of our marriage.
And then they stopped asking.
Yeah, yep.
They probably thought something was wrong with me or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, as you said, like, it's usually get married, have kids, like, right away. And, we just didn't, I guess, want to do that.
Yeah,
So.
we wanted to wait. So our first son finally, when we felt like it was the right timing, where we both like, I think we want to have kids now, and we tried, and I got pregnant right away in Mexico with Maddox, our oldest, who's now 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, we waited a good 10 years to have kids.
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
And then we knew we just were ready to try for the second and the third, and so we had all three of them in
Pretty
4.5 years.
Yes.
Yeah, which was insane, actually.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind because we were also still kind of traveling a bit, and but yeah, Camille is an amazing woman, and she birthed these babies. And
Thank you. Yeah, we had our first one in Spain.
Yes.
Which was very traumatic for me. It was not the best experience.
Yeah, I'm sure, some of you watching women have had babies in foreign countries where the language is not your native language. And in something like medical situations, you want to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot more stress when you don't. So,
yeah,
I think you guys are all brave, so.
But yeah, wow, this is blast from the past in my mind. I'm like, how much do I share? What else do we share? How long is this video? Well, it's only been about 11 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we've always just had our love for travel, and people would tell us, when you have kids, you'll settle down. And so I thought maybe we will, but then we decided to travel with kids and never stopped.
Yeah, I mean, I think, our time in the missions organization helped us travel a bit and travel outside of our comfort zones. We went to India, we went to,
Taiwan,
Asia,
Hong Kong, Thailand.
Yeah, a lot of places. And, what we learned also just even from the Bible is that we're all created in God's image. And so to understand a culture and a people and to learn from them, in a way we're learning maybe about a character of God, as long as it lines up with the goodness of God, obviously. There's good and bad things about all cultures. But it really helped us want to explore, and try foods and make new friends. And it led to, honestly, learn English with Camille because of the love for languages and helping people with languages.
That's so true. Yeah. Wow, we are so blessed. I'm so blessed to have been able to already lived almost 22 years with you.
Wow.
More than half of my life.
Yeah, we've passed it.
And I can't imagine my life without Calvin. Like, I wouldn't have my business, we wouldn't have our kids. We would travel to so many places.
Yes. So. Having a family, building a family is one of the best things you can do. Centered around God, of course. I think it's one of the biggest blessings and brings such a richness to life. Your core family and living amongst your community with shared values is something that I think, in a way, it's not as popular now as societies go much more towards individualism and self-fulfillment and things like that. But it's a like a hidden richness in life, if you pursue these hard things. Yeah.
I mean, what do you think are secrets to having a long, healthy marriage together? Because people maybe are wondering, how have you been together for 22 years?
Yeah, well, I mean, that could be a whole nother video, but just I think the main thing is having an anchor in God. And his ways, and trying to emulate him. As for us, we try to follow the ways of Jesus, and if we do that, his main message is sacrifice. Love, sacrificial love, and if I can always have that in mind, how can I love her in a sacrificial way? How can I love her each day? I think. You can't go wrong, and, my job is to make sure that she becomes the best image of God, because she's an image bearer of God. So that's what I want to do is to help her, in her life become that and become fully, this glorious creature that she is. And look, am I doing a good job?
I feel like this might be so deep for some people, like over their heads.
We went to level D in English.
What are you talking about, you guys? But yeah, no, I think a good thing too is just to always have that support for each other. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Calvin's like my biggest support. I hope he thinks that I'm his biggest
Oh,
support.
yes.
We have a lot of fun together. We like to do fun things.
With our kids.
Yeah, and we share similar passions, like
Yeah, yeah, it's
languages
true.
and travel and
Finding those.
food and coffee and the beach and different things like that.
Yeah.
So just spending time together and
helpful.
doing those things is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Good. Well, this was a video about our story in a nutshell, because obviously it's 22 years in 15 minutes.
There's a lot of stories.
There are a lot of stories, but we hope you guys learned some English, got to know us a little bit better. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
Like this video, share it with your friends that are learning English.
Let us know your love story.
Yeah, share it. I'd love to hear.
Yes. Thank you guys. We'll see
Thanks.
you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.